check out Critical Role.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
When I was painting houses, my buddy Brad, when I was there, I didn't even have to watch it because every week he would watch it. So the next day I'd be like, "What happened?" And he would just sit there and tell me. I'd be like, "Perfect," because I'm not like super into like I guess the fantasy genre, but like listening to him tell me about it made me totally like semi-interested.
Yeah, well that's the thing. Like, I never played Dungeons and Dragons. I've never even done like a single modicum of research into it.
Yeah,
but like the idea of it, I absolutely just love the idea of it. It's like people just like you know what? Let's make up a game.
Yeah,
and they're just like, I'm going to throw a stick at his head, and like, all right, like roll this dice for how well you did. You got a 20. Describe how well your stick hit him in the head. You're like, that thing hit him in the throat and knocked him unconscious. Like,
it's like, all right.
I agree with that. Like,
yeah, I do think that's really cool.
It's better than normal video games.
In the sense, because you have to definitely use your imagination, right? Like, you're creating this like landscape in this game that you would never theoretically be able to play because it's just something. Because I mean, if you're not in the games industry, odds are no one's gonna play your idea.
No, I'm trying to make it so I can't see it. But that's the thing, isn't it? Like, games industries, like, they want you to get invested in their world.
Mm-hmm.
But with a game like that, you make the world.
Exactly.
Which I'm saying is like too much. Which is, in my mind, like almost like healthier. It's like it's promoting creativity.
Absolutely, for sure, right? Like, and then it promotes it, and then it gets you thinking more. So it's essentially, it's just way better. I think mentally definitely better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, then you get to, you actually have to think about what you're gonna do next, not just like if by muscle memory where I know I can tuck and roll, right?
Well, it's like playing chess versus checkers or something.
Yeah, two totally different games.
Yeah, two totally different games. You look at them and you're like, well, they seem similar, but
it seems similar because the board's the same, but way different.
Yeah, the pieces don't obey any of the laws of the other.
Yeah.
The other, yeah.
Welcome to Just Koryzma, episode 9. I'm your host, Braden Koryzma, and alongside me today is my boy, Aidan Winter.
What's up?
Aidan, he grew up in Alaska, and then he's moved back. Were you in Nanaimo before?
No.
No? Well, he's moved to Nanaimo, and he has enjoyed working out. You know, the usual good-looking guy bullshit. But yeah, so how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Braden?
Not too bad. Just, doing my thing. So growing up in Alaska, tell me about that. Like, did you have a Blockbuster? Like, you still have the last Blockbuster in Alaska, so did you go there?
Yeah, we had a Blockbuster. Not in my town.
No?
In the town over.
Oh, yeah, okay.
45 minutes away. By a ferry.
It
was so close.
So, you can't even drive there?
No.
No?
If I wanted to go see a movie,
like,
we either went in a boat or we took a ferry.
No kidding, okay. Yeah. So, like, what's it like in Alaska? I mean, I've never been, so...
Well, I mean, I grew up in Southeast Alaska.
Okay.
So, first off, I didn't live in an igloo.
Well, that's good.
That's not even a real thing.
It's a Canadian thing anyways.
It's a Canadian stereotype, too?
Yeah.
Oh, I got asked that when I was in Washington.
Oh, really?
Like, do you live in an igloo? Like, I don't even know why that is the thing.
Like, just because there's snow.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's cold outside. I guess I'll build an igloo.
Yeah.
I actually tried to. It was in Southeast Alaska, so it's pretty warm. I mean, like, the area in Nanaimo. Just imagine you took the temperature that it is right now and subtracted 10 from it, and that's usually what it'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad, but I mean, it's just colder.
Yeah, it's just a little colder and wetter. A lot wetter.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like if it's... There's a joke on the island next to where I grew up.
Yeah.
Which is Ketchikan. The island next to me was Ketchikan, Alaska. That's a much more recognizable place than Metlakatla.
Okay.
And there's a mountain called Deer Mountain. And the joke, as dumb as it is if you can't see the mountain, that means it's raining. If you can, that means it's about to rain. So that's like...
So it's just always raining.
Yeah. I mean, that's... I grew up in a rainforest, so it was always wet.
Right.
Yeah. the Tongass International Rainforest was a part of that whole region.
Yep.
It's one of the largest rainforests in the United States.
Okay.
And so it was wet.
It was wet.
Yeah, that's basically how to describe it. It was wet and cold most of the time.
How did you like Alaska? Like, I guess compared to like here or anywhere you've been, or anywhere you've lived, I guess.
I loved living there, to be honest. I loved the aspects of the island life. I loved like so much of it. Problem was I was living on a tiny reservation with 1,300 people on it.
Okay.
On this tiny peninsula in the middle of nowhere. And so
Right.
it was so much work to do anything. Like I was can't remember, I was probably about 12 or 13 maybe when Iron Man came out.
Okay, yeah.
And I remember like I was determined, like I have to go see Iron Man. Like I'm going to. And so I asked my dad, like, Dad, can we please go and watch Iron Man? It's gonna come out. And we went and tried to go see it. And that was a whole process because we went in my dad's boat. So first off, we all had to like go down, take the 5-minute drive to the breakwater.
Yeah.
And then we all get into the boat. We all make sure that we have everything we need in case we have to stay over there for the night or something goes wrong, kind of junk like that. We get over there. We dock up. We drive a car that we have parked in Ketchikan for when we do this over to where the movie theater is. And this whole process, this took about an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. And get it parked over there. We get in line. Line's like going all the way out to the street. It's just super, like that movie was, everyone wanted to see it there. And so we're all standing in line. We're in line for another hour, basically.
Right.
We get in to see the movie, watch the movie, and it's now about 10:30 at night. Still bright out because it's summer.
Okay.
And we're going back home, and all of a sudden my dad just says, well, it looks like we're going slow. Well, and then you look out and just logs, junk, just everything in the water. So we're just like, just like,
so like
crawling.
Doubles the time.
Yeah. And then you get home and it's like, okay, well, it's like after midnight, and then you just
go to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not like terrible, but I mean, that's
to see a movie.
To see one movie, yeah.
I mean, here, what is it like? 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna go watch a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the convenience, I guess, right? Like.
Yeah. I mean, I went there to watch Infinity War while I was up there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it was a hassle all over again. It was so packed. It was so busy.
Oh, I can imagine. Like, yeah, especially like for a movie of that caliber. So I mean.
Yeah, I love that movie.
It's a great movie, dude. The last question I have about Alaska: was there any weird laws?
Weird laws.
Yeah.
I guess something that could be considered weird is that if you're 14 years old and have a learner's, you can drive a 4-wheeler on the roads on the island I grew up in. You can drive a 4-wheeler as a legal vehicle.
Wow.
Which I did.
I would imagine you got to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Suzuki Vincent 500. I drove that thing until I was 16 years old.
Nice.
Bought a 1995 Chevy Blazer after that.
There you go. And then, was that your last vehicle up there before you came down here? Or?
No, I had a 2003 Jetta VR6.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was fast.
I could bet.
It was fun, but it was an American car, so I had to get myself a Canadian car once I was up here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just because insurance would have been funny.
Okay.
Yeah, not like actual like would have been screwed if I got into anything.
Yeah.
It just would have been more of a hassle.
Right, then to deal with like ICBC or something like that.
Yeah, even though ICBC is a hassle in itself.
Yeah, you can't deny that. So then you moved. When did you move to Nanaimo?
September of 2015.
2015. Okay.
Yeah.
And was it like your family was moving here, or did you just?
No, I have family here because my mom is Canadian.
Okay.
And so I have family that lives on the island at the moment. And so when I decided I was going to move here, I called them up and asked if it would be okay if I stayed with them for a while until I could get on my feet here. And they said, absolutely, for sure. Stayed with them for... I think I stayed with them for 6 months before I got my own place.
Nice.
That was a interesting time just because you're living under
someone else's roof.
Living under someone else's roof, and you're trying to like abide by their rules, but at the same time you're trying to enjoy your freedom that you now have.
For sure, right? Like I haven't lived on my own really yet, but I can imagine it's a totally different feeling being under someone's roof, but at the same time, you're not under the normal rules that you're really used to.
Oh yeah, like once I was living in my own place, it was very interesting because it was just like I get home from work, I eat my food, I'm back from the gym, I'm sitting down on my chair, I'm just like, I could do anything I want to do right now. And then I'll just watch TV until I fall asleep.
Just wait.
It's just like, it's all right. I can do anything what I want. But I'm still tired.
But I'm still tired, and I'm an adult that has a lot of problems. Let's just binge watch Netflix. A lot of
problems and responsibilities.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
The struggles of being an adult. So we were talking earlier. You said you had social problems. Like you were very like, were you just like anxiety, or you just very?
When I was growing up, yeah.
You were just like really shy, or?
Well, it was difficult for me. The town I grew up in, like I didn't hang out with anyone who wasn't related to me.
Okay, yeah.
I had roughly about like 25, 30-ish cousins.
Yep.
And even them, that was about all who I would talk to.
Right.
And the talking to them I did, I was very closed off from
just
it.
Like minimal.
Yeah, I did it to myself in a way. I just like I kind of disassociated myself.
Right.
Which made the problem worse and worse for myself as it went on, and I kind of dug myself deeper and deeper into this hole until when I first moved here, I didn't even know how to talk to people.
Right.
Like me and Avery became friends in a really stupid way.
Oh yeah.
Me and him became friends because I didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
Went up to talk to him, and I said a random fact. And then after that, I accidentally texted him instead of someone else, and all of a sudden he's like, yeah, sure. And then we hung out, and I behaved a little bit more like a normal person, and all of a sudden...
Right.
Yeah. I asked him if he knew that the grumpy cat's name is actually Tard.
It's actually Tard?
Yeah, that's its real name.
That's hilarious.
And... Like, you don't become friends with someone who just randomly walks up to you and say that. That's weird.
That's just something like you have to like. I mean, I guess it all depends on the vibe I get from them. Because I mean, if I look at them and then they look like they're just like tripping on a lot of drugs, then I might not respond. But I mean, like, it's not like, like you're an approachable person. So I mean,
I appreciate that. Yeah.
But yeah, I get where you're coming from, though. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That was the whole point of that story was that was my level of social.
Right.
That was my social skill, like to the max at that point in my life. And after, I kind of came to terms with that with myself.
Right.
And it sounds like kind of corny to say, but the only thing that is like I'm gonna just like continually push myself out of my comfort zone.
Right. So basically. You just like when you moved here, you just like had to start forcing yourself out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, for a while I kind of just like decided to whenever anyone asked me if I wanted to hang out or do something, doesn't matter if I didn't actually want to, I was gonna say yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say yes to all these things just because it's opportunities for growth.
Right, and like not necessarily you didn't want to do it because. You actually didn't want it. You just didn't want to do it because you're uncomfortable, or
yeah. I'm still uncomfortable with pretty much like most things when they first start out.
I get that. I mean, you're just cautious, right? Like you don't want to just jump in and not like it or something, right?
Yeah, I guess that's an easy way to explain it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of just I don't want to feel uncomfortable.
Totally right. Like when. Go ahead. Sorry.
You follow your point first, actually.
Well, when you feel uncomfortable, right? Like you try to make yourself as comfortable as you can. So essentially, you try to get yourself out of the situation.
Yeah.
So like I guess people with anxiety, they'll try to just leave this, like they'll just go, or they'll just stay quiet and like kind of hide.
Yeah. Like anytime I was like with people, I'd usually just go into a corner and just go to myself. Try really hard not to do that now. What I was saying on my point, like, I would relate it to gym, going to the gym.
Right.
It's like, you don't get stronger without being uncomfortable.
For sure, right?
You don't make progress without being uncomfortable. If you just go on the treadmill and run at a pace where you're comfortable and you're not pushing it, you're never going to get faster.
You're never going to get faster, and you'll never be able to, I guess, run longer.
Yeah. You have to push.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, and I mean, that's great that you were able to, like, overcome these things. More or less, you know?
Yeah. I still can't take a compliment in any way, shape, or form.
No. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's something you eventually just get used to.
Yeah, I guess.
So then, you were saying, like, you know, when life kicks you in the teeth is way you phrased it. So what did you mean by that when we were talking about that?
A series of bad things all at once.
So, like, you know, something bad happened, and then it's just like a chain reaction kind of thing?
Yeah, I lost my job.
Right.
I was working construction, and it was a good job. It paid well.
Right.
It wasn't my dream job, but obviously.
But I mean,
then
focused on the financial aspect at this point, right?
But at that point, it was like, man, this job supports me well.
Yeah.
And eventually I can make moves with this and, like, do some stuff.
Right.
And in February, they laid me off. And they laid off a lot of other guys, too.
Right.
They laid off all the workers who were getting to the point where they needed to get more raises to keep them on.
Okay, yeah.
And so rather than give people raises, they lay them all off, and then they bring in new unskilled workers. Real crappy thing to do.
For sure.
Totally makes sense from a company standpoint, so, I mean, I can't really fault them too hard for it.
No, yeah, I totally get where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's kind of like, that sucks.
Yeah. And then after that, then I had issues with my car. My car stopped working for a while.
Okay.
Because I busted up and I had a major bill I had to pay with that. And then it's just like things just felt like they were cascading and stuff.
Right.
And it's frustrating because it just like
totally.
it feels like no matter how hard you try to get ahead of everything, you can't.
Because it's like you're drowning, or just like the water level keeps rising, and no matter how many valves you open, no matter how many like doors you open to try and get some of the water out, it's coming in quicker than it's leaving. Yeah, and the only thing that you can really do for that is just keep moving forward. For sure.
You got to trust that you're moving in the right direction. I mean, like that you can't know if you're not.
That's just it, right? You're just kind of like a wing and a prayer.
Yeah, you just got to keep moving forward and keep an eye open for an opportunity if it's there.
So then, like what have you been doing to try and help yourself move forward? Like, or at least even stay positive, kind of thing.
Well, I've been working.
Working, that's good.
Yeah, I've been doing like random landscaping jobs with the company.
Oh, nice.
Like, I mean, like I pray, man. Like I try to focus on myself.
Yeah,
and I work out. Like, working out's like one of the best stress relievers out there, you know?
You are not wrong, dude. Like, that is... I love the gym. I'll never...
Yeah, you go in there and you're just, like, feeling super down, and you just, like, walk up to that deadlift bar, like, let's slap some weight on this thing.
Slap some big weight, and let's go.
Yeah. See how hard you can pull.
That's right.
Yeah, and it all helps, you know? It all puts you in a positive mind space. Yeah,
for sure, right? Just as I've grown older, even though I'm a young guy, so I mean I'm almost 22 now, but I mean I'm starting to learn to really appreciate these smaller things. So, like, you know, when I hit that 225 bench, when I hit that 2-plate bench tomorrow, praying that I do.
You're going for a 2-plate bench tomorrow?
I'm going for a 2-plate bench tomorrow.
You're gonna get it, dude.
I hope so.
Dude, I did 235 for 3 today.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man. It's like, man, I'm so glad my bench is doing good.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's just one of those things. Bench and deadlift are the two that feel good when they're getting better.
Yeah.
Squat's the one that's always just been like, you know what? Like, I'm okay with that no matter what. I'm always strong at squat.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as I feel good, and even if I don't get 225, as long as I get 220, I'll be happy because it's progress.
Yeah.
But like the small things, like, I guess, like, I don't know, like when I beat a puzzle in a game, or like when I just anything that's
like
minor, right? That it's just I'm just like, that's great.
You just
like, nice.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, I today, like, I cleaned my car out. I was like, I feel good. Like, I'm glad I got it done because it was bothering me for a while, right?
It's not the things that are, like, actually the things holding you back, or it's things that need to get done.
Yeah, exactly.
And that feels good to do. Like, if I'm like, well, I guess I could just, like, go through my whole kitchen and clean it out. Like, I do that, and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I accomplished something. I feel like...
You feel, yeah, it's like, it's a small sense of accomplishment, and, like, I always feel like when, you feel better.
Yeah.
It's a little more motivation.
Yeah,
so, sorry, I zoned out there for a second. So, like, with all these hardships moving forward and everything, like, have you started, like, trying to build a plan, or are you just kind of just seeing where the path takes you?
Well, right now I'm gonna actually talk on that. Right now with me moving, I don't function well when I put myself under too many goals all at once.
That makes sense. I mean, that's a lot of, that just builds more stress than you want, right?
Yeah. So right now my only focus is I need to keep working in any way, shape I can with some type of job,
right?
Be it landscaping or anything else that puts a little bit of money in my hand so I can keep myself going, and then do this move. Like, I need to pack and get there.
Right.
After that, then I'm gonna focus more on everything that comes next. Once I get there, I can be like, okay, so this is what I need to do. This, and this. Move from there and do this, and this.
Okay.
I do better when I compartmentalize things.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably not the healthiest thing, but it's my way of coping right now.
Right. Okay. And then so, right now, is your kind of end goal on this path is to eventually get into physical therapy?
Yeah, physical therapy, personal training. Like, I was telling you before, like, I blew my knees out when I was young. I was on a trampoline, and I got super bounced.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, and you go really high in the air.
You're just helpless, right? Like a fish out of water.
And I came down and I landed wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I landed with stiff legs.
Ooh, okay.
And my knees, shot back like that.
Oh, so, like, instead of, like, going forward, they went backwards.
Yeah, they went, like, that way.
Yeah.
And I shot forward off the trampoline and landed on the ground.
Ooh.
And just both my knees just felt like they were on fire. Like, I tried to get up and walk, and I just barely even put pressure on my legs.
Okay.
And it was brutal. And I tried to walk around for, like, the whole day after that. And Mom just like, you're not moving right. Took me to the doctor, and there was a tear in both of the tendons on both of the backs of my legs.
Brutal, dude.
So I went into physical therapy, and it was awful. Like, it sucked so much. Because they were putting my legs through movements that were really hurting.
Right.
Like, it just made everything painful. But at the same time, I knew I was starting to get better. Like, I could feel myself, like moving around better day and day and day.
Right. And
so I was grateful for that. Like, I was so grateful that I was getting that kind of help.
Okay.
And I just want to be able to help people in ways like that.
Right.
I want to be able to help people recognize injuries, realize how to recover, and then not just recover, but excel again.
Okay, yeah.
Because that is actually something you see with a lot of physical therapists.
Yeah.
Which is, I wouldn't say it's their fault. I would say it's a systematic issue with medical stuff in general.
Okay.
Instead of trying to help you just get to the point where it no longer hurts all the time.
Right.
They just like dangle you in that. I would like to try to help people get to that point, and then from that point, get to the point where they no longer feel pain at all.
That'd be cool.
Because that's the point that they don't really help you with anymore. Because an average physical therapist wouldn't. Because if they get you past that, then all of a sudden you don't need to go back to the physical therapist anymore.
Right. So it's like, at that point they're like, you're not necessarily needed, but they don't want to.
Yeah. All of a sudden you're not needed, and so you miss out on a paycheck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you just helped this person who couldn't walk without a limp because they had a bone spur in their hip that they had to get surgically removed, and now they're going through therapy for.
Right.
You help them not just no longer feel the pain, but repair it. Not even, like, repair it to the point where they can get down into a full squat again.
Yeah.
That's
something that they'll forever be grateful for.
Yeah, that's something that person will remember that I did that, and they'll be thankful. Like, it's... I like the idea of that. The idea of helping people get to that point.
Okay. And, like, is it the kind of, like, the same deal with personal training as well?
Yeah, personal training is that's the whole thing, is the personal training is a gateway. I love helping people in the gym, too.
Yeah.
I like... If someone asks me how to do something, I'm gonna...
Of course.
I'll stop what I'm doing because I want to try to teach.
Well, yeah, I'd rather them have the proper form, or like the proper form and the proper technique, than just try, like, if they're unsure in general. Like, I don't want them to hurt themselves, right? Like, yeah. I mean, I've seen enough workout fails or workout like things like that. I would be devastated. Like, do you see the one with the leg press? That kid had like that. That was disgusting. Like.
Yeah, that actually hurts worse, or makes me like, it makes me just like, oh, right, that happened.
Yeah, and then it makes me appreciate my legs right now, right? Like they're moving and they're alive.
Oh, yeah.
But in, like, the video, for those who haven't seen it, he basically locks his knee in a leg press, which you should never do, and then his knee just goes the other way, or his leg just goes the other way, and he basically crushes his legs. Yeah. And it was really gross.
Yeah, it was like one of those videos from... like a gym in Abu Dhabi or something, like one of those massive, humongous gyms that are, they look like they're like 10 acres on the inside. Right. And there's this guy and just. Yeah, Did you watch it with sound on?
No, I'm not a big.
You just hear like that.
Dylan. I was when we were at the Air House. I was there when he fractured his leg. He fractured, like, his front, like, leg bone. I don't remember.
Tibula?
I think so. The smaller one.
Is that forearm?
I never took biology, so I don't... He knows, and he's told me I forget, but I was there when I heard the pop, and I was like, oh, that is just... Like, it's just not something
that pop sound is great.
Yeah.
I've heard it pretty up close. I dislocated my shoulder at the gym one time.
Really?
Yeah. I was doing those?
Yeah.
And I was just going and just like shoulder I was like, ugh!
Oh no!
And then I stood up and it just like
fell back into place.
It just slid back. I was like, oh, that hurts a lot, and then it doesn't hurt as much now.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
I've heard once you dislocate your shoulder, it's a lot easier for it to be dislocated after that.
Probably. I haven't had it happen again.
That's good.
So I mean, I got that going for me at least, right?
Yeah, that's true. I always have a buddy they'll be like, oh, that's dislocation number 7. And I'll be like, what are you doing to push your shoulder? But I mean...
Well, I knew a guy growing up that, he was older than me. He would blow his knee out a lot. Like, right. It wasn't like, he wouldn't tear anything. He would just dislocate it.
Okay.
And you have to, like, it wasn't even a big deal to him at that point. He's like, well, I'll go to the doctor and get this pop back in place. Walk around on a dislocated knee for a little bit.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That can't feel good. Just like anything dislocated, really. But
yeah, but you probably like start to lose feeling in it after it happens enough times.
I guess, because probably the nerves get damaged enough.
Yeah. Like even with my front teeth, like I told you about that before, they're not real.
Right.
And like when I get like smacked in the face, like around this whole area, it doesn't hurt too bad.
Right.
It's like the rest of it that hurts.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, there's no nerves at the front too, right?
Yeah, they've been abused. Knocked them out 9 times, I think.
9 times, jeez.
And I've never played hockey.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, I guess like everything happens for a reason, but.
I guess.
How do you knock him out 9 times though?
I knocked him out with a golf ball when I was young. Me and my older brother were playing catch. I caught it with my mouth. Chipped them both out.
All right.
And then my younger brother was trying to scare me and jumped out of the closet at me.
Yeah.
And caught me in the mouth with his knee.
No way.
Yeah, with his knee. And just like, both of them came out. I cut his knee open. It was a whole thing.
Jesus.
Then, older brother was sick inside, and we were playing outside. And so, I saw my older brother was watching Land Before Time.
Classic.
So I stood up on a wheelbarrow to look in, and the wheelbarrow fell, and I caught my teeth on the windowsill.
Dude, you just couldn't catch a break with those things, could you?
Yeah. And then I got elbowed on a trampoline, and punched and kneed on a trampoline to break him out again. And then, this is the really stupid one. I was opening a mayonnaise packet at school.
No
and I
way.
used my front teeth instead and just like shot them out. Like clear across the cafeteria. And at that point it didn't even hurt to do. It just like it happened. I'm at my desk, I'm at my table, and I just stand up and was like, did anyone see where those went? And I'm just like looking for them.
That's brutal, dude.
Yeah. And the last time it happened, I got shot in the mouth with a paintball gun.
That paint couldn't have tasted good.
Tastes like soap.
I mean, that's better than dirt.
Yeah. Yeah. I was, it hit my mouth.
Yeah.
And I thought it broke my bottom teeth too. So I was just like, I was livid at that point. I was like, great, now they're both broken.
Yeah.
And I spit it into my hand, and it was just pieces of the paintball.
Oh, that's good.
And I was like, good. Good. I was gonna flip out. But my lip swelled up so big that it was like blocking me from breathing out of my nose.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It hurt.
I believe it.
It hurt bad.
No one wants to get hit in the face with a paintball.
No. My cousin got shot in the eye, and he almost went blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's things I would never want to mess with, like my eyes, my back. Really anything, I guess, but like I'd never want to take these things for granted. Like I never want to.
Yeah. It's kind of the thing where you think it was like, there's some injuries that are like extremely severe, but like I could learn to live with them.
Right.
Like if I somehow like lost my leg below the knee, like
yeah,
I feel like that I could recover from. You know, like you don't really need it. I mean, you just get a prosthetic.
Yeah, because I mean, who does
like,
calves? I'm just kidding. You have beautiful calves.
I don't train calves though. They can't even see them on the camera.
You kind of can. He's got wonderful calves, by the way. But you're saying sorry. About like an injury you could live with.
Yeah, like if you lose a hand, like I would be devastated.
Yeah.
Like even right or left hand, like I wouldn't even know how to function. Like I use my hands for everything.
Right.
Like I even like cooking, like trying to cook without one hand would just like.
Yeah, you'd just knock the frying pan over or something, right? Like you'd be like,
just devastate me.
It just wouldn't work.
Yeah, I would hate it.
But
it would be a lot of adjustment.
Yeah.
Not to mention it would affect working out so much.
So much, dude. It would be quite a journey of recovery, losing like something like that.
Yeah. Like there's athletes that in powerlifting and strongman that have injuries that are like loss of limb. But that's injury like one-legged monster is the guy that comes to my mind immediately. The dude who he has no leg from here on down.
Right.
And that guy has like a 900-pound deadlift. That guy's an absolute animal.
Yeah.
I mean, like he makes do. I mean, that one I feel like I could probably function with. It's just, I don't know. That'd be a lot of psychological.
Oh, for sure. Right.
Issues.
That'd be a lot of barriers you have to overcome, right?
Mm-hmm. But I think that'd probably be true with anything. It's just, I don't know. That's a weird thing to think about. For sure.
It's just things you take for granted, right?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to thank you for coming on the show.
Okay.
I appreciate Do you do any social media? Can people find you anywhere, or like are you?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. No. Okay.
I'm currently dead on social media.
He was Savage Fit Winter or something, weren't you before? Savage
Fit Winter and Aidanator _22.
Yeah, that's where he posts all those big lifts. He's got to get back on there.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing the progress. You know.
It's not gone forever. I'm just taking probably like 3 or 4 months off.
Okay.
Not from lifting, from Instagram and social media in general.
Okay. But thanks for watching. If you liked the episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check out the other episodes, that I've done. They're awesome. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching Just Koryzma.